So Google Flow Tools is a new section from Google that allows you to build your own creative tools using plain English. You can essentially vibe code anything that you repeat often and push the creative boundaries. And this is something that has vast capabilities provided you know how. Now, before we start on this guide, one thing I want you guys to understand is the free versus paid. When it comes to Google Tools, everyone can use the existing tools that you see on the webpage. All of these tools, from images to videos to code and prompting, you can use all of these tools for free. But if you'd like to create your own tool, that is only for Pro/Ultra subscriptions. So it's important to make that distinction when you're in the tools section. So one of the first things I'm going to show you guys is how to use the tools and explore them. So when you come to explore the tools, it's important to understand how each tool is categorized. At first, you have the image tools. These are tools that allow you to essentially create different images by using the existing template. For example, here we have Simple Sketch, and this is a simple thing that allows you to sketch absolutely anything and then turn that into a realistic image. Of course, this is described by your prompt in the box below. Now, there are many different image ones that you can use to enhance your creative capabilities in Google Flow. Then you can come down to the video section. This is where you can actually edit videos and add customizable filters to your media. These ones are super useful for those of you who are in a creative workflow, the ones that get a little bit more done, but don't have exactly the creative capabilities. Then you can see we come down to the prompting one, and this essentially allows you to become a better prompter and organize your prompts when you're working on creative projects. Then this is where we have the experimental section. This is for stuff that is a little bit more on the experimental side, and this includes things that have a bit of a more quirky capability. For example, the depth warp 4D. This allows you to see your video in a 4D dimension. All of these ones are essentially a little bit more creative and quirky. I may not have the most useful stuff, but it still is rather interesting. Now that you know where the tools are in terms of the sections, another thing that you want to understand is how you can essentially remix a tool. So some of the tools might seem like they would be useful if they were just a little bit better or a little bit altered. And so what you can do is, if you like a tool, provided you're on the paid plan, you can then hit the 3 drop down button and then you click remix a tool. So let's remix this Simple Sketch tool. So with this tool, what you can see that will pop up on the right hand side is something that will actually allow me to edit this tool. Now, what this means is that you can edit the tool with natural language, meaning that you don't need to learn how to code or have anything crazy for this capability. So let's say, for example, I enjoy this tool, and let's say this tool is a remix of a Simple Sketch. So let's say I'm drawing a stickman character. And let's say I want this character to be a knight in a fantasy battlefield. So I'm going to say a knight in a fantasy. And now you can see it essentially generated the picture from my sketch. Now, because I want to edit this tool, maybe I'd like for there to be something else that exists within this tool that currently doesn't, such as a video creation feature. So what I could do is I could say, make it so it has a video creation button. And essentially what this is going to do now is it's going to add a button somewhere that will allow me to turn immediately those images directly into videos. Now I can see it says I've added a create video button to each generated result. Now you can take any of your refined sketches and animate them instantly. Let's try it again. First, let's generate a picture of a house in a fantasy landscape. So now you can see I generated a picture of the house in the fantasy landscape. And right here, there's a button that allows me to create the video. And you can see now it's actually going to animate that video. This is something that allows you to refine your workflow when you see an existing tool that you would like to use, but it just doesn't fit your workflow. All you need to do is just simply speak with the chat like I just showed, and then you'll have a tool that is much more useful. Next, what I'm going to show you guys how to do is to build your own creative tool for your own workflow. Some of you might think this is a little bit crazy, but trust me, this is super easy. So let's click the create tool button here. And so one of the things that you must know is that there is a daily quota on how many tools you can create. So for those of you who are a little bit more creative and you want to go crazy with the tools, just be aware that there is a current quota. So you can't do this too much, because when you're creating these tools, it does use some of Google's compute, which they don't allow you to use infinitely. Now, one of the first things you have to know in prompting is that you need to keep everything as super simple as possible. The Google Flow tool has an agentic code under the hood that'll break down your simple prompt into something extremely complex. So I can say something as, here I'm going to say, build a tool that allows me to instantly get multiple shots of the current scene. Make it so I can have a drop-down menu of how I want the scene to look before the angle, so I can select that before generating additional angles. So here you can see it gives me the final app in just a few moments. So what I'll do is I'll upload an image. Here I can actually add the previous media, so we can add this shot. And then what I can do is I can then generate many different scenes of that thing. So you can see right here, it gives me many different shot angles such as extreme close-up, bird's eye view, side profile, Dutch angle over the shot. So what I can do is I can do maybe a wide cinematic, and let's do one shot, and let's actually keep it in a cinematic film, or in fact, let's do two, and then let's generate multi-shots. Now currently, this isn't actually working, and I'm guessing that it's because the tool is probably using Imagen 4 under the hood. So I'm gonna say add a section so I can choose the image model to use. So now you can see I've got the image model here. Let's try the same image again. Then I'll try a different wide cinematic shot. Let's actually try a cinematic film. And let's see if it's going to give us two different shots. So here you can see if I take the initial shot here of a character, and then of course I've done the extreme close-up shot, you can see it actually gives me the extreme close-up. If I go for the low angle hero shot and I try to click generate one, you can see it's going to then generate that image. And I can do this for many different angles. That is super useful. And this is why I say if you're trying to use this tool, you can essentially generate any tool that you might need. Now, if you are having any problems with the tool in terms of getting it to do exactly what you want, you can always go ahead and click the edit button and then talk with the tool to see if you can figure out what the issues are. Sometimes the Google workflow won't actually work the first time. So I would try seeing if your tool works with different images or different kinds of prompts to see first if the tool is the thing that is actually broken or it's the prompting structure. Sometimes it can take a little bit while to figure out, but I would recommend just tinkering with the prompts before you tinker with the code. And don't forget, you can always use the Google models inside of this. So you can say add Nano Banana Pro, add VO 3.1 Flash as the default. These are things that are of course built in and can be used when you're trying to generate your own applications. Now with these kind of tools, what you can do is click done. Now you can go to my tools, and then what you can do, let's say you're working part of a team or you're working with your friend on a project, you can go ahead and share this tool. So if this is a workflow that you and a friend currently constantly use, hit the share button, then copy the link. And then this allows anyone with the link to view, remix, and reshare your tool. And this will include any images that are the default images for that specific tool. So in my tool, what I do have is I do have a default image. And so I think sharing the tool is super useful because it allows you to either have a friend come in and fix the tool, edit the tool, or upgrade the tool for more different use cases. You can also, if you don't like the icons here, you can also edit the name by going here and renaming this and changing it to AI Grid Shot Creator. Then click the arrow for plus. And also you can edit the icon by editing the image here. You could use the default ones, or you can just upload your own. Then you can click save, and then that's going to be completely done. And so this is something that is super useful. And so then you would have your own tools that essentially just streamline your workflow for whatever it is that you might be doing. So you'll be able to generate multiple different tools for multiple different workflows. So now that you've seen what Google Flow tools can do, I think the very best bet is to experiment with your current workflows, see what tools you can make so that you can automate things that you do repeatedly, and of course, experiment with the Google tool using the natural language to see if it can build you something rather complex. The only limitations truly in this are your imagination. So I'd recommend going out, having fun with this, and seeing how you can speed up your workflows.